prior to last season, Cam Newton had only missed 2 games in his entire NFL career. Now he's missed 4 games of last season, and he's missed the last 2 games of this season. And there is this narrative that Cam Newton is injury prone. It is important to note, however, that before last season, Cam Newton was a pescatarian. He then changed to being vegan. And now there is some talk that possibly his vegan diet could be leading to an increased amount of injuries for Cam on the field. What do you guys think about that?
Okay, so since January of this year, I have kind of been on this journey to eliminate meat from my diet as well. I am nowhere near close to being a vegan, and I don't ever want to be a vegan because that is hard. It's vegetarian would be the furthest that I go. I will never be a vegan. I don't have that type of discipline. I know that already. But I'm not quite yet pescatarian. I eat chicken and I eat fish because it is pretty hard. Before we read the article that was written by the Charlotte Observer, I was pretty hardcore. You need to shut the hell up.
Right.
But then I read the article, and it's pretty hard to dispute. Just more so for the caloric intake that's required by vegans and athletes. I go to the gym quite a bit, and I have noticed that it has been harder for me to put on muscle since I have changed my diet. Mm-hmm. And in no way, shape, form am I even close to being the athlete that Cam Newton is. So if I'm struggling at 6'1", 215 pounds, I can only imagine what a 6'5", 230-pound quarterback like Cam Newton would be going through. I can only imagine how much extra food he has to eat to replace that meat protein to get his body to keep him where we're used to seeing Cam Newton. I'm honestly all over the place. I really think that with Cam Newton not being able to play to what we're accustomed to seeing him play, I think the vegan thing is just something for the people to harp on, because there are more than a few athletes in the NFL, in swimming, in tennis, in basketball, sports all over who are vegans and who have been constantly successful. And
now we can agree football is a different animal.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Cam Newton is a physical specimen.
And I took that into account. Right. The only name that I was really able to come across as far as who people would be able to recognize is Brian Orakpo, who's a linebacker for the Tennessee Titans, who's been a vegan for about a year and a half now. Right. And he's a linebacker, so he's hitting and get hit more than Cam Newton, obviously. Right. And it hasn't seemed to slow him down. Right. And the one thing that I do want to point out, now, granted, this should go without saying, but I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, so obviously there's no professional advice coming from over here. Right. But if name an athlete, name somebody in football right now. Name somebody in football.
Tom Brady.
No, can't do Tom Brady. Go elsewhere.
Chris McCaffrey.
Chris McCaffrey. If Christian McCaffrey gets hurt and he's out for X amount of months, and then he comes back and he gets hurt again, does anybody say he needs to give up eating meat? Does anybody say he needs to switch to a plant-based diet?
There would be no discussion.
So if an athlete gets hurt and we never say, well, maybe you need to stop eating meat, why is it that when a player does stop eating meat, now we're saying, you know what, maybe you need to start eating meat?
I am glad you brought that up, because when I first read the article and the Charlotte Observer mentioned that they did an investigation, it's like, really? Like, we're really investigating what our quarterback eats now? First time I've ever heard anything like that. By the way, welcome to the nutrition segment of Under Construction. As y'all can tell by my body type, vegan? What the hell is that? Please, put all the steak on my plate. But anyway, I will say this: what we're gonna have a discussion coming up about Cam Newton's video he put out there, and one of the things he mentions is he's gonna do whatever it takes to kind of get back to form, get back to the normal Cam Newton we know and love. I wonder if the Panthers as an organization, I wonder how much stock they put into this article, or how much stock they put into Cam Newton's diet, and are they really suggesting him changing his diet? I really would like to talk to somebody and kind of
Well, you know, I mean, the
Confirm
Panthers
that.
have nutritionists.
You're right.
They have
Exactly.
team doctors, dietitians. So it's not like Cam is doing this on his own. He's probably consulted with professionals on how he should go about doing this. The important thing to note with Cam Newton, though, is that he is constantly changing his body composition. When Cam Newton first came in the league, he was a solid 255.
He looked like a free safety
Yeah,
when he came in the league.
It's solid. And then over a few years, you know, Cam has tried to lose weight in order to keep his speed up because he knew that his athleticism was going to wane.
Right.
So Cam is probably closer to about 240 pounds now.
Maybe be less than that.
Maybe less than that. And add to that, he's still taking hits.
Right.
And he's 30 years old.
But here, the one question I have behind that is like, how much does that really figure into this foot injury? Like, you know, we're not doctors, we don't really know, but that foot injury just seemed like a random injury. It doesn't look like lack of protein or anything like that. It just looked like the guy hurt his foot.
Yeah.
And now we're going on this tangent about what he eats.
I don't. Yeah, I
Well,
won't get.
I don't know if it's just the foot. I think it's the foot and the shoulder. And Cam has these nagging.
So TJ Watt
injuries.
knocked the protein out of his body, like somebody explain it to me. I just want to know, man.
Yeah, I don't. Well, you know, it's Cam. Anything Cam does.
Yeah,
I remember when he announced that he was becoming a pescatarian. Sharps overwrote an article on that too.
You know, I have the belief that if Cam Newton was still a meat eater, and that if Cam Newton wore what's acceptable to wear, it would be some other obscure.
It'd be something.
He
else,
has
man.
the YouTube channel now, right?
Right.
And the last video that he posted, we're going to talk about. What is he doing in the video? He's smoking a cigar.
right.
He's smoking a cigar.
on the Amazon documentary.
He's
Remember,
he's smoking
cigars. Yeah,
and drink. So it would be that. It would be that.
It would be that.
It would be that.
We just answered that on.
It would be that.
question.
So
yeah.
and then.
Well, if he was just stop smoking cigars and drinking wine, maybe he would be more
he'd be
accurate.
able to do more, you know. And then again, look at the community work he does.
Kyle Allen doesn't smoke cigars.
He play-
Sorry, man.
he has his kickball tournament, his charity kickball tournament. Do you know what the risk of injury is with playing kickball?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised his contract allows him to do anything.
same.
But
It would be some. It would. And I made the joke earlier, but I'm not sure if anybody would have picked up on it. But when I said that he should wear a tan suit, that was an Obama.
Obama
joke.
joke, yeah.
We got
So
it, man.
it would be something.
It'll be
It would.
this
it would
man
be some-
rides a Segway around downtown Charlotte. Y'all have driven through downtown Charlotte. That is probably, besides playing behind the Panthers O-line, maybe the most dangerous thing you
it's
can
about
do.
equally as dangerous.
So that's more newsworthy. But Cam Newton's got to eat, and so do we. So
Right.
that means we got to pay some bills. Our sponsor, Anchor.fm, will be right back.